Good day, students. This time, we will sharpen your skills in solving problems related to the measures of position for group data. Always remember, good problem-solving skills empower personal life not only today, but also in the future. In this lesson, you are expected to recall the concepts of measures of position and calculating the measures of position of group data. Solve problems involving measures of position of grouped data. And develop accuracy, patience, and perseverance in solving word problems. Now, let us recall some basic concepts. What are the three measures of position? These are the quartiles, the deciles, and the percentiles. What are the values that divide a set of data into four equal groups, denoted by Q sub 1, Q sub 2, and Q sub 3? The answer is quartiles. In this organization of data, 25% of the distribution falls below the first quartile. 50% falls below the second quartile. 75% falls below the third quartile, while 25% will be equal or greater than the third quartile. What are the values that divide a set of data into 10 equal groups? The answer is deciles. There are 9 deciles denoted by D sub 1, D sub 2, D sub 3, up to D sub 9. In this organization of data, 10% of the distribution falls below the first decile. 20% falls below the second decile. 30% falls below third decile. 40% falls below fourth decile. 50% falls below fifth decile. 60% falls below the sixth decile. 70% falls below the seventh decile. 80% falls below the eighth decile. 90% falls below the ninth decile. What are the values that divide a set of data into 100 equal groups? The answer is percentiles. There are 99 percentiles denoted by P sub 1, P sub 2, P sub 3, up to P sub 99. In this organization of data, 1% falls below first percentile, 2% falls below the second percentile, and so on, and 99% falls below the 99th percentile, while 1% will be equal or greater than the 99th percentile. Let us also recall the formulas for finding the measures of position of grouped data. For quartile, we have for decile and for percentile. In the quartile formula, Q sub k is the kth quartile. K is the nth quartile, such that n can be 1, 2, or 3. For the decile formula, D sub k is the kth decile. K is the nth decile, such that n can be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9. And for the percentile, P sub k is the kth percentile. K is the nth percentile, such that n can be 1, 2, up to 99. Now, for the three formulas, LB is the lower boundary of the kth class. CF sub B is the cumulative frequency of the class before the kth class. F sub k is the frequency of the kth class. N is the total frequency. And I is the size of the class interval. To solve the measures of position of group data using the given formulas, we need to have the values of the indicated variables first, as well as the class interval of the kth position where the score is contained. Let's do it now. Solve the following problems. The problem is, Gerald's general average in grade 12 is 92%. The determining factor for a college scholarship is that a student should be in the top 10% of the graduating class. The table beside presented the summary of their general averages. For averages 78 to 80, it has a frequency of 6. For 81 to 83, it has a frequency of 14. For 84 to 86, it has 28. For 87 to 89, it has 23. For 90 to 92, it has 13. And for the averages 93 to 95, it has a frequency of 3. Our first task is fill in the values of lower boundaries LB and cumulative frequency CF in the table. Second, find the third quartile, 55th percentile, and the 9th decile of the given set of data. And will Gerald qualify for the scholarship? Explain your answer. The first task is fill in the values of lower boundaries LB and cumulative frequency CF in the table. Solution. Step 1. Complete the table by filling up the values of lower boundaries LB and cumulative frequency. The lower boundaries of each class are calculated by subtracting 0.5 from the class lower limit. The lower limit for every class is the smallest value in that class. So in the given data, we have the averages 78 to 80. In this class, the lower limit is 78. So to get the lower boundary, we subtract 0.5 from 78. Then we have 78 minus 0.5 equals 77.5. Next, we have the class 81 to 83. The lower limit is 81. Then we have 81 minus 0.5 equals 80.5. Next is 84 to 86. The lower limit is 84. Then we have 84 minus 0.5 equals 83.5. Next is 87 to 89. The lower limit is 87. So we have 87 minus 0.5 equals 86.5. Next is the class 90 to 92. So the lower limit is 90. So we have 90 minus 0.5 equals 89.5. And for the averages 93 to 95, the lower limit is 93. Then we have 93 minus 0.5 equals 92.5. And now let us find the cumulative frequency. Cumulative frequency is obtained by adding each frequency from a frequency distribution to the running total. The last value is always equal to the total for all observations, or the value of n. Okay, now let us use the given data. So we will begin with the frequency 6. And then add 6 to the next frequency 14. Then we have 6 plus 14 equals 20. Next, 20 plus 28 will give us 48. 48 plus 23 will give us 71. Then 71 plus 13, we have 84. And 84 plus 3, we have 87. Therefore, the value or the values of our lower boundaries, we have 77.5, 80.5, 83.5, 86.5, 89.5, and 92.5. For the cumulative frequency, we have 6, 20, 48, 71, 84, and 87. Now, 87 is our value for the total observations or the value of n. In task 2, we will find the third quartile, 55th percentile, and the 9th decile of the given set of data. Let us begin in finding the third quartile. Solution step 1. Complete the table by filling up the values of lower boundaries LB and cumulative frequencies CF. This is done already in task 1. Let us proceed to step 2. Identify the class interval of the kth position where the score is obtained. So to find the class interval for the third quartile, we will use the formula Kn over 4. We have our K3 because it is third quartile or Q sub 3, and we have the denominator 4 because it is in quartile. We have our n 87. Then we multiply 3 and 87 divided by 4. Next, we have 3 times 87 equals 261. Divided by 4, we have 65.25. Now let us refer to the cumulative frequency column. Note that the 49th to 71st average contains the 65.25th average of the third quartile class. Therefore, our Q sub 3 class or the third quartile class belongs to the interval 87 to 89. Now the final step in finding the third quartile is to identify the formula and the data to be used. The formula that we are going to use is Q sub k equals LB plus the quantity of Kn over 4 minus Cf sub b over Fq sub k times I. Using the final table of values, in the third quartile class, we have the frequency 23, the lower boundary or the LB 86.5, the CF sub b or the cumulative frequency of the class before the third quartile class 48, and I or the interval 3. Take note that our Kn over 4, which is equal to 65.25, was done already in step 2. So now, after getting the values of the variables, we will substitute them to our formula. LB is equal to 86.5. Kn over 4 is equal to 65.25. Cf sub b is equal to 48. And our Fq sub 323 and I is equal to 3. So now, after substitution, we subtract 48 from 65.25. We have 17.25. And then we divide 17.25 by 23, then multiply it by 3, we have 2.25. So after that, we add 86.5 and 2.25, we have 88.75. Therefore, our third quartile is 88.75. Now, we will find the 55th percentile. And the step 1 is complete the table by filling up the values of lower boundaries and cumulative frequencies CF. This is already done in task 1. So let us proceed to step 2. Identify the class interval of the kth position where the score is obtained. So now we will find the class interval of the 55th percentile. Let us use the formula Kn over 100. Our K is 55 because it is 55th percentile. And we have the denominator 100 because it is in percentile. Then we have Rn 87 and we multiply it by 55 and divided by 100. So we have 4,785 divided by 100 is equal to 47.85. So our 55th percentile class has the average 47.85. Now note that in the cumulative frequency column, the 21st to 48th average belongs to the class interval 84 to 86. Therefore, our 55th percentile class belongs to this interval. Now we have the final step in finding the 55th percentile. Identify the formula and the data needed. So the formula that we are going to use is P sub k equals LB plus the quantity of Kn over 100 minus Cf sub b over Fp sub k times I. So we will use the final table of values wherein the 55th percentile class belongs to 84 to 86 class interval, having a lower boundary of 83.5 and a frequency of 28. Then our Cf sub b, or the cumulative frequency of the class before the 55th percentile class, is 20, and our I, or the interval, is 3. Now take note that in step 2, we already have our Kn over 100, which is equal to 47.85. So after getting the values of the variables, we will now substitute them to our formula. We have our LB 83.85, Kn over 100 is 47.85, Cf sub b is 20, our Fp sub 55 is 28, and our I is 3. So after that, we subtract 20 from 47.85, so we have here 27.85. Then we have 83.5 plus 2.98. So the 2.98 came from 27.85 divided by 28, and we multiplied it by 3. Then we will add 83.5 and 2.98, so we have 86.48. Thus, our 55th percentile is 86.48. And to find the 9th decile, we have our step 1. Complete the table by filling up the values of lower boundaries, LB, and cumulative frequency CF. done already in task 1. Next, we have step 2. Identify the class interval of the kth position where the score is obtained. So we will find the class interval of the 9th decile. So in getting the class interval for 9th decile, we will use the formula kn over 10. We have our k9 is equal to 9 because it is in 9th decile or d sub 9. And we have the denominator 10 because it is in decile. Now Rn is 87, so we will multiply 9 and 87 and divided by 10. After multiplying, we get 783 and divided by 10. So we have our final result, 78.3. So we are now looking for the 78.3rd average. So we will locate the 78.3rd average in the cumulative frequency column. So where do you think this 78.3rd belongs? Okay, now note that the 71st to 84th average belongs to the class interval 90 to 92. In between, the 78.3rd is in between the 71st to 84th average. Therefore, our 9th decile class belongs to this interval, 90 to 92 class interval. And for the last step in finding the 9th decile, we will identify the formula and the data needed. So our formula to be used is D sub k equals LB plus the quantity of Kn over 10 minus Cf sub B over Fd sub k times I. So in the final table of values, our class interval for the 9th decile is 90 to 92. In this class, our lower boundary is 89.5 or the LB, our F is 13, our CF sub B is 71, and the I is 3. Note that our Kn over 10 was already done in step 2, which is 78.3. So after getting the values of the variables, we will substitute them to our formula. We have the lower boundary 89.5, our Kn over 10 78.3, our Cf sub B 71, our Fd sub 9 is 13, and our I is 3. After that, we subtract 71 from 78.3. So we have 89.5 plus 7.3 over 13 times 3. Then we divide 7.3 by 13, then multiply by 3. We have here 1.68. So now we will add 89.5 and 1.68. And we have 91.18. Therefore, our 9th decile is 91.18. So after getting the 3rd quartile, the 55th percentile, and the 9th decile, we will now proceed to our task 3. The question for task 3 is, will Gerald qualify for the scholarship? Explain your answer. Okay. In finding the D sub 9 or the 9th decile, we got the value of 91.18. It means that 90% of the averages are less than 91.18. Or the upper 10% of the class must have an average of greater than 91.18. Take note that the average of Gerald is 92. Therefore, Gerald will be qualified for the scholarship. So now you are done solving the 3 tasks. After solving the problems, were you able to recall the concepts of measures of position and the concepts of calculating the measures of position of group data? Were you able to solve problems involving measures of position of group data? And were you able to develop accuracy, patience, and perseverance in solving word problems? If your answers are all yes, then congratulations, you've done a great job. Before I end this lesson, allow me to share to you this quote from Albert Einstein. Not everything that can be counted counts, and not everything that counts can be counted. Please always remember the math of life. Add Jesus to your life, multiply your good deeds, divide your blessings with others, subtract all your fears, equals a wonderful life. Have a good day, everyone.